following the eye, was following the eye, was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn around and there you go.
When Cal is doing the interview at the end of the second episode, we see Abe Gaines, the investigator played by Rockman Dunbar, is watching, and he kind of looks like he's a little bit intrigued with Cal. You know, he's maybe even a little inspired by Cal, but he does have his suspicions. He's pretty perceptive, I think. I mean, we haven't seen much of all, but immediately he realizes, okay, they're jumping in right at this tornado. They beat FEMA? You know, they got in there before the Red Cross. They got, that's suspicious. And then, Cal kind of sets off his alarm bells a little bit. So I'm kind of curious what's going on in his head. Where that's going to go.
I hope he's not just playing an FBI procedural type of role, just investigating, because I think that would be boring. I kind of hope that he is. I kind of want him to be a little bit drawn in.
Yeah, that is something. When Rockman Dunbar was being interviewed, he was saying that he does end up getting sucked in by Cal, and he was kind of touting the movement a little bit, this fictional movement.
Yeah.
And the interviewer was saying, that sounds like propaganda. Yeah. I think Rockman Dunbar is a little bit of a Meyerist.
I have to say, I think I might be a little bit of a Meyerist.
Possibly for different reasons than Rockman.
Probably for different reasons, yes. But yeah.
In this podcast, the same way.
Hawk Lane.
Oh yes.
Has this little subplot involving a girl from his school, and this girl's kind of
Ashley
forcing him to eat meat and stuff. She kind of is the what Hawk's mother fears, the ignorant systemite who's just like, no, you need to eat this forbidden flesh, And it's just like, woman, get that steak out of his face. He said no. But yeah, I wonder.
She's like his little temptation.
Yes.
Mama told me there'd be girls like you.
I'm not supposed to be hanging out with people like you.
I love how he's like, can you leave the bedroom door open? I'm like, no, honey.
She won't. She won't leave the
No, we're keeping the door locked.
Also, can we talk about how he's a spitting image of Hugh Dancy?
I know.
Yes.
When he was younger.
Yeah, I was comparing pictures of Hugh like around the era of Young Blades, with his long curling messy hair,
and Trial and Retribution.
That sharp jawline, those pretty eyes with the eyelashes and the shape of his mouth and everything.
Long curly hair.
Yes, very much like Kyle Allen. And I don't think Kyle Allen looks a whole lot like Aaron Paul. I mean, I could be wrong. It could just be a coincidence. But he looks a lot like a combination of Michelle Monaghan and a young Nancy to me.
Yes, he does.
Also a lot like Heath Ledger.
I was going to say that. I was actually going to bring that up. It does look like Heath Ledger. Yeah, he's adorable. He's just adorable.
He's really beautiful.
He's very talented, too. I've been pretty impressed with him thus far. And something I didn't catch on my first viewing, when he comes home and his parents are having their angry make-up sex, he actually vomits up the meat. It's the meat that he's puking up. So.
Well, the guilt is eating him up.
Yeah, apparently there's some kind of hang-ups about sex in the movement. some people have sex, but a young girl reveals that I don't want to get married because I have aspirations of climbing all the way up the ladder. So apparently it's sort of like priests, where if you're celibate, you get a higher position.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, so you're allowed to get married. You're allowed to have monogamous sex with your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to get to the top of that ladder, you've got to be celibate. And that's
find out.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I want to find out more about how to climb up the ladder, and I'm actually being serious. I'm not being sarcastic. Because I'm interested as to why Sarah's dad is low on the rungs, and she's already up to rung 8.
Yeah.
So I want to know what is actually involved in getting higher up. I want to know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense because
he's older.
Obviously, yeah. Well, not just that, but she obviously has kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you were saying that if you want to get higher up, you are not supposed to have sex, right?
Well, top of the 8 are apparently Cal is 10. Cal is 10 are. And he, I believe, is projecting the image of being celibate.
Yeah.
So 8R might be the highest that Sarah can get.
Person, yeah.
She's married
with children. Yeah.
And Cal just keeps pushing Mary away. Like, I'm not going to have sex with you. And I think that's because he wants to climb even higher up that ladder.
Right.
When she undresses for him, he's just like, oh, God, and he's just like, this is hard, but
the self-control, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then
that was amazing.
Yeah. She basically forces herself. She gets on her knees, she unbuckles his pants, and he's just like, Mary, no, and he tries to stop her, but then, oh wait, this feels really good. But eventually he does push her away and buckle up his pants and say, no, please go with Sean.
Be with
instead.
Sean. Right.
Be with Sean.
And so she does because she wants to make him proud.
Yes. So she does appear near the end of that second episode to go up to Sean and be like, hi, Sean, being
she touches his arm. And we actually saw in one of the trailers, there was the scene of her and Sean in bed. So they hooked up. Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, okay.
It was in one of the trailers, yeah. So
yeah. But
I think down the line she's gonna cause a lot of problems.
Possibly, yeah.
I think that her mental state is gonna cause a lot of problems.
She's very fragile. And she needs a lot more help than they.
She's very angry. She's very, very angry. That's what I'm getting.
Oh yes.
But and I think that she's gonna cause a lot of problems because she obviously, you see how she acted when she got refused by him. She's gonna cause a lot of problems when she does not get what she wants. She wants attention from him, and she looks up to him, and that's all she wants. Some respect and to make him proud, and in the end, she will not get the attention she wants, and it's gonna go.
Yeah, and Sarah, I see Sarah picking up on that because Mary was talking about. She said, oh yeah, I want to join. I want to take my vows. I want to do all that. She's like, well, you need to do 500 hours of community service, or you don't have to live in the compound. You can, just integrate it into your daily life kind of situation. Basically saying, slow down, sister, But then she looks between her and Cal, and she's like, I get it. You got a thing for Cal. So I don't really believe that you're as enthusiastic about the movement as you are.
And she's not.
No,
which
she's not.
also is another fact that she's gonna cause a lot of problems because
She's
she's there because of him,
Mhm.
and he is not gonna give her the attention that she wants, and that's where the problems are gonna start.
Yeah.
And I'm also concerned that Sarah is gonna get hurt because of that.
Mhm. Everything bad is gonna happen.
No, just she is gonna make a lot of problems. That's it.
She's infatuated with Cal to the point of worshiping him, obviously. I mean, that's
Already is. Already, I
Very-
mean, he said go to Sean, go love Sean, and she immediately did. I mean,
Mhm.
does that?
Yeah.
when
And
she's
she's-
proselytizing the girl in the street, she's looking at him like, "See what I'm doing? Aren't you proud? I'm doing it. I'm doing it."
Yeah.
And even when he's like pushing her away and putting his putting it back in his pants and being like, no.
She wants everything now and
She's
immediate.
she's looking up at him like he's a fucking saint.
You can't
know?
even
Yeah.
blame her what he's done for her so far, though.
Yes.
You can easily understand because of what her life has been and what she's known, and this is all she knows. So
There was a really nice quiet scene near her introduction where she is taken in to be given a shower. She gets to take a hot shower, and she's just touching the towels and smelling the soap, and there's bath salts, and everything just looks so heavenly. And she's used to living in a nasty trailer with her slug of a father. And
That's an understatement.
yeah, oh, he's just the worst. And so she's just, everything feels awesome, and this is heaven. This is heaven for her. And he is an angel. She literally says, I dreamed of an angel coming to save me, and she's looking right at him like, you are my angel.
Mhm.
And it's really,
yeah, Emma Greenwell that's the actress's name. She was on Shameless. She actually won an Emmy for that show, and she's doing an outstanding job, I think, in this role. I love the perspective that we get when we see things through her eyes. They slow everything down and everything gets a little bit angelic. There's like a glow,
yes.
especially when she looks at Cal. It's just like the stars in her eyes, the hearts in her eyes, and it allows you to see things from her perspective and how idyllic this whole situation is for her, heavenly.
She's basically overly attached girlfriend. That's
she's gone full yandere.
Yeah. And that scene, it was so intense and powerful in the trailer with her dad. It really moved me to tears.
Oh my God.
You can see that's the point when she starts to worship him.
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to grab this guy's junk.
Just think of anyone who has ever lived. Just think anyone who's ever lived through any kind of abusive situation and has a fantasy about getting revenge on their abuser, and
but
that is your
imagine
fantasy.
Yes, exactly. And imagine how I don't know what would be worse, if she actually got what she wanted, or if she's not getting what she wants.
Well, the problem is that Cal is never ever going to be able. He is incapable of giving her what she needs or what she wants, and
that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, he can pretend, but
and he's got so much power over her that I think, Jenny, you put it best when you said he has the power to completely destroy her, and he probably is going to.
No doubt, if he said go hang yourself for that purpose, she would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Every time
because her angel told her so.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he turns her down sexually, I think it has a profound psychological effect on her, because her whole life, the way that she has got men to treat her, to have any communication with her, any way that men have related to her has been sexually. So I need to communicate my affection toward this man by having sex with him, and every time he turns her down, it's like, this is different. He's treating me completely differently than any man has ever treated me in my life.
Yeah, and I think that's why she's gonna hate him in the end.
She has absolutely nothing
Oh.
to relate this to. Nothing.
She's
Yeah.
gonna hate him in the end.
Yeah. I think you might be
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. She might end up being like his
And I
kinswoman.
really think that she is the one that's gonna break everything down. I really have that vibe, that feeling that she is going to be the reason why everything goes to shit for him. Really. I think she's gonna destroy everything.
If she-
Everything.
if
She's
she
capable
does.
of doing that. She has that anger in her and that fury that she will destroy everything that he loves, and that's his movement, just to get to him. Because I mean, I think that her she loves him so much and worships him that how many times it takes so little times that he rejects her on, or she doesn't get what she wants, the attention, that she can very easily hate him in the end, and she will destroy him because of that.
I guess we will see if she ends up being more of a gun in his hand, or if she's going to be pointing the gun at him. It really depends. If he ends up,
I mean he can use her, but she will see in the end that she's not getting anything out of it, and that's the point where she will go ballistic.
I guess we'll see. I mean, it's an amazing character development, I think, that we have.
She is amazing. She has become my favorite character.
I read this. Sorry, go ahead.
And just I think that she in the end will just ruin everything for him.
I read this review. Andi showed
Yeah,
it to
I know.
me. Yeah, I couldn't find it again. But basically, this reviewer was saying,
yeah.
I could not disagree more with this person who said that her character, Mary, was basically just a plaything for Cal.
They called her
Nothing
a throwaway character, that she's just a plaything for him. And I'm like, did you watch the same episode?
What?
No. First of all, he has turned down all of her sexual advances, so he's obviously not. She's obviously not his little sex toy.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, I think she is provoking him emotionally because of the situation with her father and his kind of projecting on her a little bit. But I also think she's more interesting than they give her credit for.
Yeah.
I think she's the most second powerful character on this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And given my reasons, I'm not going to repeat myself over and over.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Yeah,
I think also unlocking a lot of, and making, what she's making complicated for him, I think, is that she is unlocking a lot of his emotional responses that he has, like I said before, aggressively compartmentalized.
Yes.
And that's making things challenging for him because he's used to operating in a certain mode where he's, shut off that part of his life and his psyche, and now she's reminding him of that.
Yeah, reminding him that the movement isn't going to make these horrible things that happen to you disappear. Yes. And you still have sexual feelings.
Exactly.
You want to have sex, and
she's a little nudge to reality. I mean, and if anyone is gonna be a plaything, in this show for him, it's gonna be Sarah.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah, and I just right now it's too early to tell what everyone's. But you can tell that Sarah is also infatuated with
Very
Cal.
much so. The visit, when she visits Cal to tell that Eddie transgressed,
Yeah.
And
the
look in her eyes.
I mean, yeah.
I was wrong. I picked the wrong guy. I should have picked you. You are perfect. I love you.
You answer the door without a shirt on, and then you only button one button. Yeah. I made the wrong choice.
Sorry.
What happened to not making mistakes?
Oh, yeah. Everyone makes mistakes. I don't. Well,
let's
Uh,
stop. Yeah.
yeah, she's hung up on him, and
And just the look on her face when he's giving that speech.
oh
I
god,
mean, and when the curtain falls off behind him, she's like, oh, she's like jizzing all over the place.
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
everyone is, and she
I think
especially.
everyone in that crowd just a little. Oh no, no, Dr. Meyer, who?
And that's the point. I mean,
Yeah.
basically, that's how he's gonna take over the movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
He spends what, like a minute and a half talking, like we said, to that interviewer, and she's just like, "Where do I sign?"
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where you see what kind of powers he possesses. I mean, he.
I think he's going to do the same thing to Abe. I think
Yeah,
it
Oh yeah,
transcends.
definitely. I mean, he
It
was.
transcends a sexual appeal. It's not just that. It's more than. I mean, it's
It's
way more.
magnetic. It's
Yeah.
charismatic.
Yes, that smile, that yeah, everything.
Yeah, and even the actors, even Aaron Paul and Michelle Monaghan, just like he dancy.
The panel they did for Hulu on Facebook was just adorable.
They were both just teasing Hugh constantly about how
He memorized all his
Hi.
lines. He always had his stuff memorized, and they're calling him Fancy Dancy, and yeah, it was really cute. They both obviously really love him and admire him a lot, which makes my heart warms my heart, because I think, aside from all the fangirling and everything, he's extremely talented and intelligent and so skilled at bringing so much to these roles that he
And
every
I'm glad that finally that is coming onto the
Yeah.
surface, because if you look his acting career, you
His
will not
IMDb.
see anything good. I mean, holy fucking shit. And it's not that he's a bad actor, but it's not that he's a
Oh
bad
man,
actor. He's amazing. He's spectacular, but holy fucking
he
shit.
has
I
paid
mean,
his dues.
Yeah,
Give him some
Jesus
roles.
Christ, man.
God, poor
Yeah.
guy.
I mean, we were talking
So-
about in our little pregame podcast. He has some amazing things that he's been in. But yeah, he's definitely paid his dues, and I really want to see him get the attention he deserves, because
Exactly, yes.
he's been underrated for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see Hannibal, and then The Path, and perhaps another film. I could see him becoming an A-lister pretty quickly, because
Definitely.
he does have the talent. He does have charisma in spades, and he's got the face of a leading man. He's very attractive and easy to work with by all accounts. He's very
Completely professional.
very professional. So I do not see why he couldn't become a very popular A-list actor.
Hmm. I mean, here's hoping that this this really, in combination, of course, with Hannibal, really gets him ahead.
And I wish all the success in the world to Aaron Paul and Michelle Monaghan as well.
Oh, yes.
Um,
I did, if I could mention, I wanted to talk about the soundtrack that they're doing, that they're using on The Path, and how reminiscent it is of Hannibal. And I'm not the only one to notice this. I know we've talked about it, but also I read in one of the reviews, someone actually said that they're using eerie percussion and woodwind cues from Hannibal. And one reviewer said, while watching the episode, I felt like I was stuck in a homeopathic medicine shop while being stalked by a serial killer. And during the scene in the meeting hall with Mary and Cal, we had the little cling, clang, clong.
it was, yeah.
The song of our people.
Yay! Yeah.
I love that scene when he's standing in the dark and just watching. I mean, that was it was so like super villain moment. I love it.
The
Like
composer is
a mastermind.
Who is
His
it?
name is Will Bates, and he did the music for a documentary about Scientology.
Wow,
That's
that's
yeah, and then
interesting.
went on. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. So, ladies, what was your favorite scene?
Think about
Andy.
that for a minute. Hmm. Well, in episode
Didn't we
1,
start talking about that?
now that we're so deep, that we're, really deep into the podcast and no one's watching, yeah, definitely in episode 1, it was the office scene with Mary and Cal.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all
Mhm.
that pent-up
mhm.
depression
I think that
was amazing.
withholding and tension and self-denial, all of that is so much hotter than an actual sex
And
scene.
when he
Yes.
yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Which is what made
How does
Hannibal.
somebody, I don't know how you breathe sexy, but Hugh Dancy has that nailed.
He's got the breathing.
Yeah. Erotic
just like
breathing 101. He should be teaching classes.
how erotic everything.
That's true.
God.
Yeah, and when he descends her body,
Oh my God.
we don't quite know what she's
Oh,
doing. And I love how she kind of girlishly giggles, and she's just like, "Oh, you don't have to do that. I can do that for you." It's
yeah.
just that was so
That was kind of sad when she said that. That was kind of
Yes.
sad. That
it
was
was.
Yeah. I think that she
because
doesn't have
she
sex for
yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah, and that's sad. She never had sex for pleasure, but
For
the
herself.
sex is the only yes, but the sex is the only thing that she knows, and that's
Yeah.
so sad.
It's for
That's so
pleasing.
sad.
It's for her to
Others.
please a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for her to please a man.
She's an object.
Yeah. So his appearing to want to pleasure her in a way that would, specifically pleasure her,
Right.
makes her very nervous to the point of, like you said, giggling and no, please let me do it for you. Please don't. It was very sad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have to be honest. I mean, I've never seen such a sexually arousing hot rejection scene.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then it turned into this raw, just agonizingly sad thing.
Yeah.
And first you think one thing is going to happen, and he's breathing and he's obviously aroused. He's a human being, but then as he's telling her, I have a feeling that sex is a very complicated thing for you. Obviously,
You realize.
he's obviously got it exactly right. She tells him what her life has been. It's
so he
just,
must have some empathy when he wants to,
well,
that he can.
That's where I think you were right about his father molesting him, because he relates with her. He relates with her, and it's not really empathy. It's just like, I found someone that's like me, and I know what's wrong with you. I think he, in general, is incapable of empathy.
I think it's destiny that you and I met Mary Cox.
Yeah.
Or whatever the line was.
That was so fake. That was so fake. Beyond.
You think so?
Well,
yeah, I think that was fake.
I think there was, just agree to disagree, but I think there was a little bit of sincerity behind that, because I think that he really does kind of feel as though there's something in her that he identifies with, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it was not. He knows that it's true what he's saying, but I don't think that he feels those words. That's what I think. I just can't see his character just being just being emotional or anything. If
Like,
it's
you
not
could be
about
right.
you.
You could be right. I don't know, but I felt the shift in the energy so strongly, and I think that that's a testament to Hugh Dancy's ability to just, similar to what he did in Hannibal, the way he can transform himself almost physically when he's changing a mood like that. It's just,
Mesmerized.
it is.
And he did look affected when she left the room. We're talking about a moment
Oh, that was
That was
yes.
real. That was real.
Yes, that was
when
real.
nobody
That
was
was real.
watching him. He's not faking for anybody else's benefit because no one's watching him.
Exactly.
And he looks hurt. He looks hurt that
Truth.
she
Truth
told him.
hit him. Truth hit him. I mean,
Yeah.
she dropped
It's not,
a huge truth bomb. I mean,
yeah.
Nothing's gonna change.
Nothing's gonna change. You know, your past is not going to disappear.
This doesn't go away.
Just because you climb the ladder, nothing's gonna disappear.
What?
Hope I'm not bothering you.
No, not at all. What's going on? Mary, right? Mary.
Cox.
We taking good care of you, Mary Cox?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for you? You're very beautiful. Very.
What are you doing? Oh, you don't have to do that. I can do it to you.
I'm not doing anything, Mary. This isn't easy, believe me.
You don't want me?
No, I definitely want you. I just, I just have this feeling that, sex is... It's a very complicated thing for you.
My dad started selling me to his friends when I was 11. All my life, I had this fantasy. One day, an angel would float down from the sky and save me.
I think that this was meant to be, Mary Cox. We were meant to find each other. Once you start to know the ladder, all the pain, all the horrible things that were done to you, they're gonna disappear.
No, they won't.
But that leads to my favorite scene. I'm going to talk about my favorite scene. And it was the thwarted expectations, which I always like. When Cal goes to see her in bed and says, "Let's make it better," and then cut. And I was just like, I was kind of like, okay, fine, they fucked, who cares, right? But later we find out that he actually wants to go to her dad's trailer. And it's so great because that's how after she dropped that truth bomb on him, that's what he thinks is going to make it better, is by punishing the person who hurt her. And he comes in, and it's not enough that he tells him off. It's not enough that he says she's never going to see you again, or even just hit him. He wants to completely debase and humiliate this man. He wants him to get on his knees and beg for forgiveness and grovel at her feet in front of his friend. Just completely humiliate him. And that desire, I think, shows a lot of anger, not just.
I think he did that more for himself than for her.
I think he is projecting on her.
I agree.
So when he spits in his face and he just flies into a rage, I mean, to the point where he does not stop. I thought he was going to kill him. I thought he was going to kill him.
I was kind of shocked that the guy lived. When you see the police dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when he's in the van with Sarah's dad, he says when he was 5, proselytizing, people would spit on me.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger.
Yes. Oh, good. Yeah, good reference. Yeah, he does not like being spit on.
When he gets spit on,
yeah,
he loses his shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way he delivered the line, like, I want you to get on your knees, I want you to beg your daughter's forgiveness. You will beg, you will grovel at her feet for what you've done to this innocent soul.
Yeah. Yeah, who's he talking about there? Is he talking about her?
I don't think so. I mean, yes, obviously, but I think
he wishes that was his father.
I think he wishes that was his father or Stephen Meyer, whichever one of our thought canons or head canons is accurate. But I
think Steve was his father that he never had.
But I also think he wishes somebody had done that for him.
Oh yeah.
And no one did. Yeah.
Or it could be his mom,
Right.
He obviously has problems with his mom. He won't even talk about her.
Not yet, but I think she didn't do what she should have.
Yeah, and protecting him, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite scene, Kat? In episode 1.
Was the beating scene in the episode 1? Yeah, that.
Oh, I thought it could be in either episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I have more favorite scenes then.
That was my favorite scene. Favorite scene also when Eddie breaks down in that cell.
That's a great scene. Yeah.
It was amazing. And obviously the office scene.
And the church scene at night.
Definitely the church scene. Oh, definitely the church scene at night. Yeah.
I believe in you.
Mary.
Please.
Love, Sean. You're beautiful together. Together you'll bring so many to the ladder.
Oh my God.
That was well done. You know, yeah, a little bit of Will Graham canon carry over how high her head was. Far up his body
I know.
was she?
She was like near his belly. I was like, how long is it?
Big black box. Even the shadows when they went to a wide shot,
Yeah,
you've got the
the
shadows,
shadow.
and there's like
Like,
this much
what's
distance
it-
between them. It's like, oh, okay.
Is that a shadow of his dick?
Talking about climbing ladders.
Yeah, I know, right? He's gonna ascend that ladder.
He's 10th rung, guys.
That's right.
If you know what I mean.
I like when he's talking to Eddie and he's just like, you don't have to be 8R for me to want to hear what you have to say, but just saying, I'm 10R, right?
Wow.
All right, right, Sarah? You know, she knows. Oh, God.
I also really liked the scene where he confronts Eddie about cheating on Sarah, and not just because he's doing pull-ups in the doorway. But yeah, I mean, I love the fact that he kind of grabs him by the back of the neck, which I thought was kind of like a really animalistic thing to do, and he's just like, "I love you like a brother. Are you cheating on Sarah?" That I found that to be
In his face, heavy breathing. Yeah.
a male move, and
He's got that swagger.
yeah. Who'd you meet at the hotel last night?
Who was it? Come on. so macho.
Mm-hmm.
He can only pull it off with Aaron Paul because he's smart.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
He's so smart. He's shorter than Michelle Mulligan. It's so cute. He's walking next to her and he's tiny. He's adorable, yeah. But Aaron Paul is tiny too, so it works out.
They're both adorable.
Yeah. Aaron Paul's got such a baby face. I mean, if he wasn't wearing facial hair all the time, you'd be like, this 17-year-old.
Have you seen pictures of him fully shaved? He looks underage.
He looks like a kid. Yeah, he looks like a little kid.
And then, except when he talks, and then he's got that deep man voice.
Deep voice, I know. Have you seen that commercial that he does for Rise, where he's like screaming? And
it's confusing, man.
It is confusing. I'm just like, oh my God, what is this deep man voice? Oh jeez.
Yeah,
he goes from 0 to 100. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, he starts talking, and it's like, God damn.
It's a very recognizable voice because
Very.
the commercial was playing while I was out of the room, and I was like, I know that voice. What's that voice? Oh, it's terrible. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. Cal makes really good lasagna.
Cal makes the best lasagna.
He makes the best lasagna.
Cal's just the
and-
best, you guys.
And he's just like, God damn it, Cal, this stupid lasagna. Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Oh my god.
He is Cal. Cal is psychopath Flanders.
Holy shit.
Mary comes into his room and he's all like,
Flanders
what
is
can I
a
do you
fucking
for?
psycho.
What can I diddly
Flanders is a psycho.
for?
Oh my god.
Oakley dokley, neighborino.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Boner.
R.I.P.
All right,
Nothing at all.
I have to talk about that.
that material.
The Ladder, the illustrated for children version of the Dr. Meyer book, The Ladder, which is super, like, this is what you read to your kids if you want to indoctrinate them to Meyerism.
After I was done torturing and, like, mutilating the soldiers.
I want to know what that's all about. Is that story about the doctor climbing the mountain? Is that Dr. Meyer, and what did he do to the soldiers in the hospital? What's that all about? That's interesting.
Yeah, when I was watching it with my friend Tracy, we were just like, Jenny, since you were in the Funding movement, you probably have heard of Jack Schick and Chick Tracts.
Shit.
I was essentially raised on Chick Tracts, and that's the first thing that I thought of was, oh, okay, so it's the Meyerist version of Chick Tracts.
Ugh, Chick Tracts are gross, man. But whoever.
I have no idea what.
It's essentially fundamentalist Christian, like, extreme
Propaganda.
Protestant propaganda. They're basically cartoon illustration books, like graphic novels.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
Oh
all
god.
yeah.
Oh god. I think I got shivers right now.
Yeah, no,
They're
but they're all like extremely graphic. And they distribute them to, well, I know I was like 6 and 7 when I first started reading them.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading one that was about how in the end of days, everyone will be homosexuals and pedophiles. Yep. And it shows this, like, hairy, big man coming up to a little girl and be like, it's time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God.
Yep.
Oh, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
What?
No, they were extremely graphic, both violently and sexually very graphic.
Yeah.
All of them were. They had some about they had a whole series about the Catholic Church, and they talked about, the pedophilia in the Catholic Church, and, it was, like,
all the stories about these kids have been molested and raped by Protestant religious figures.
Well, you can't really complain about being too graphic when you have Bible.
You have a point. You've got a point, because the Bible,
there are parts of the Bible I wouldn't let my kids read.
I know.
You wanted to see me?
You know I love you like a brother, Eddie.
Yeah.
So, I'll get right to it. You having an affair, Eddie?
No. No, Sarah just... Look, this whole thing is just a big
Who
mix-up.
did you meet at the motel last night?
Show me the light. Yeah.
I want to climb his ladder.
Uh-huh.
That's why Mary is basically us.
Yeah.
She's-
Most relatable character.
They might as well just go ahead and make her middle name Sue. I mean,
Yes, exactly. She is Jessica Goldberg's Mary Sue.
yeah.
Where she's like, I'm gonna cast Idris Elba, and then she sees Hugh dancing. It's like, oh.
Oh.
It's like,
Oh.
I'm gonna have him wearing
The tightest pants
the tightest pants I can get on him.
and t-shirts.
Shirts that barely cover anything half the time, or they're very tight. Like tight t-shirts or linens that are unbuttoned, and
Yeah.
good God. Good God.
A lot of shots of him walking away.
Oh yeah, so many booty shots.
Mm.
It's a blessing. It is. Thank you, Jessica Goldberg.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, what did you guys think of the scene at the end where Cal goes into the rich guy's house to get the drug-addicted kid?
I think in that scene he knew that he had complete power. He just walks in without permission. They're out in their backyard. You know, he just walks into their house and
Yeah.
just points his followers to go where they need to go, and they obey him. And he goes out, and he's not making any requests. He says, this is what you're going to do. You are going to hang up the paintings where I tell you to, and you're going to tell your investors that you are a Meyerist, and basically everything that I want you to do, you're going to do, because I'm going to save your son.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I'm not. And then he says, I don't give a shit about your $1 million. I want your faith. And it's extremely sinister. It's very extremely sinister. And the mother did not expect, when she said, help my son, she did not expect them to be dragging him off while he screams. So she puts her hand over her mouth. She's like, oh my God, you know. So that's I want to see what happens with that.
I think she's more shaken by her son's behavior
Mm-hmm.
and what he is and what he has become. He's basically a zombie, a yelling zombie.
He failed
that's-
5 different rehabs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and this is the basically the last thing, you know.
Yeah.
But in that scene, you really see how much he cares about his movement and what he is capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, doesn't care about money. He wants that rich guy to promote his movement in every way, and he doesn't even care about money.
Mm-mm.
We
Yeah.
see a lot of his motivation there. I mean, really, I want your faith. I almost actually expected him to say, I want your soul.
Yes.
Well, that's what it meant. That's what
Yeah.
it meant.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it meant.
The second time when it finished, I actually said out loud, I want your soul.
Yeah.
Because that's what it sounded like.
There is also a lot with his, I just love, okay, first of all, you know, the white that he's wearing, it really,
Oh,
he just looks amazing in white. But
Yeah.
his body language is so commanding and in charge and in control, and like you said, and then he goes and he puts his hand on the man's shoulder, and it's commanding, it's powerful, it is control, you know. And I think the guy is just like, what?
I mean, this show is all about control.
It is.
Mhm.
It's all about his control, I mean, over people and how much he's gonna maintain that control. Until everyone snaps and learns the truth.
Yeah.
The real truth, yeah.
I think he's going to be fighting a balance and failing perhaps of balancing his own emotions, which are being they're being kind of jeopardized a little bit by his interactions with Mary, and trying to get power and control over the movement, getting attention drawn to it but at the same time juggling the various problems that are inevitably going to come up with that attention, and maintaining control of his emotions, but also projecting an air of control and mastery too. Could keep everyone in line. So yeah.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that boy is going to be handed over probably to Sarah, because she's the one who said I can get this kid off drugs. So I think she's the one who's going to try to rehabilitate him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what does that entail?
So in closing, I think we really enjoyed the first 2 episodes, and we can't really wait until next Wednesday, or hopefully Tuesday at like 9 p.m. or something.
Mhm.
So, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And definitely tune in next time, because it will be even better and more interesting. So we'll see you then. Bye.
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 Swallowing the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberry.